What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Variant Live. So, as the title implies, I'm going to get right into it because I know some of you are probably anxious, but by looking at this title and clicking on it, today we're going to be doing a live giveaway. That is right. The amazing people over at DC Comics was nice enough to give us 3 hard copies of their upcoming Sideways trade paperback. If you guys don't know anything about the character Sideways, it's during their age of the new Age of Heroes initiative, where they're basically, in a nutshell, we've done several origins of them here on the channel before, where they kind of do their versions of Marvel characters in a way. It's kind of like that. So Sideways is very much a Spider-Man esque type character. If you guys want to know more about him, you could check in our channel after this. Just search Sideways and his origin pop up. You can watch it. You can learn all about him. But anyway, we're going to be giving away 3 copies today. The 3 winners will receive them from DC Comics themselves. Like, DC Comics will send you the copies personally. Now, you may be wondering, hey, how do I win these copies? Well, we're going to get into that right now. I'm going to ask 3 trivia questions, and the first person to answer all 3 of them correctly will get a copy. Obviously, it's going to go in sequential order, so the first 3 people to get it all to get all 3 questions correct. Again, Sideways is the first trade paperback for the series, Volume 1. It contains the first 6 issues of the story. It's the first story arc. I'm going to show you guys some pictures of it briefly so you know what I'm talking about and you're not just like, Sideways, I think I heard of that. So let's screen share with you guys this right here. That probably looks familiar to a lot of you guys because, again, I've talked about it several times. DC has been promoting it like crazy, and this is actually the press copy they sent us over to show you guys, and this is what you're going to be getting, but you're going to be getting it in a hardback, so you're actually going to be getting like the physical trade, not a digital copy. They will mail you the physical book. This is just a digital version to show you guys what the book's about. Again, this is the first 6 issues of Sideways. It's a really fun read. Being 100% honest with you, I did enjoy some of the other ones from this initiative a little better, but this one wasn't terrible by any means. It's definitely fun. So that is what you will be winning. So with that said, if you are all ready, I'm about to give you the first question for this trivia to win a copy of Volume 1 of Sideways. All right. The first question is, what is Peter Parker's biological parents' real names? What is his biological father and mother's or mother names? So give you guys a few seconds for that one before moving on to the next one. Again, the first question is, what is Peter Parker? What is his biological parents' real name? So not Uncle Ben, not Aunt May, his real birth parents. What are their real names? Second question is, what teenager did Bruce Banner save from the Gamma Bomb experiment that turned him into the Incredible Hulk? So you guys know in his origin, he saved a teenager from the Gamma testing site, which inadvertently turned him into the Incredible Hulk when the radiation went on him. So what teenager did he save from the Gamma Bomb that turned him into the Incredible Hulk? That's the second question. Okay, the third and final question.
Tell people
What's
to hold all their answers until they have all 3 questions.
Okay, so
Answer all 3 at once.
okay, so a lot of people are flooding it. It's kind of, this is the funny thing with live stuff. Okay, so give me all 3 answers at once I'm done. So guys, write them down. Don't just put like the answer one by one. Write them down like in your little typing thing. So give the first answer, comma, second answer, comma, third answer, and then send it all at once I'm done with the third question. And that's how we're gonna choose the winner. So if you guys already send names in, that's fine, but that's not gonna work. You have to send all 3 answers at the same time once I'm done with the third question. So I'm gonna repeat one more time. First question: what is Peter Parker's birth parents' name? That's the first question. Second question: what is who is the teenager that Bruce Banner saved from the Gamma Bomb that turned him into the Incredible Hulk? That's the second question. And the third and final question is, who was the first costumed superhero ever? Who was the first costume superhero to ever hit the pages of a comic book or comic strip? That is the third and final question. Who is the first costume superhero to ever hit the pages of a comic strip and or comic book? All right. We're getting some. All right, see, you got exactly how you guys are doing it. All 3 answers in, and the first 3 to get it right. Now, you guys are gonna want to stick to the end because we're gonna announce the winners at the end, right? We're gonna announce. Okay. Okay, so I have Tim over here, my producer. He's monitoring he's going to check to see who actually answered the first for the first 3 to get it right, and then at the end of this, these lives usually go for 30 to 40 minutes. At the end of this, we're going to announce the winner. So you want to stick around because if you leave, you could have been the winner and you don't even know. So you're going to want to stick around to the end after I talk about all the news to see if you won. But I'm going to run down one more time. Just I know a lot of people are flooding in with answers, but one more time, just so you guys know, who is Peter Parker's birth parents? What are their names? What are Peter Parker's birth parents' names? That's the first question. Second question, who is the teenager that Bruce Banner saved from the gamma bomb that turned him into the Incredible Hulk? As a second question. And the third and final question is, who was the first costume superhero to ever hit the pages of a comic book or comic strip? So that is the questions, guys. I know a lot of you are already flooding the chat with a bunch of answers. I'm sure we already have our 3 winners. I'm pretty positive. I would imagine. How funny would it be though if like no one got it? Okay, we got one. We got one winner already. We got one. All right. I will say something, and now that you guys already said it, the third and final question: who was the first costume superhero? That's kind of a trick question. I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not going to say anything else. That is kind of a trick question because a lot of people like to go to a certain character right away, and it may or may not be that character. All right. With that said, guys, I am going to move on to Verve real quick, and then I'm going to get into the news. So, as you guys know, every Variant Live, we talk about Verve because I love Verve. Yes, they sponsor the show and stuff like that, but it's one of those things where I'm not just talking about it because we work with them and stuff like that. I actually do. It's the same thing as like this. DC Comics, is working with us right now to give you guys free comic book, free trade paperback. But I talk about them all the time anyway. I love them. I'm not just talking about them because they're giving me stuff to give to you guys. Like, I love all this stuff. So same thing with Verve. Yeah, we work with them, but I actually like the product. With if I did or didn't work with them or we work with them, it doesn't matter. I still love their product. I showed you guys on my phone the other day that I have like a bunch of stuff in my queue. Anyway, we are trying to get through My Hero Academia season 3 right now, which has been epic. You guys know. Here's another see. I'm a true fan right here. See, I got Deku even on my desk. Look at that. Love me some My Hero Academia. But anyway, we're watching season 3 right now. I will say I am a little behind because with Daredevil season 2 coming out, Titans out now, there's just so much content. Even non-compo content. House of Cards just came back on TV. I'm trying to watch The Americans with my wife. There's just so much TV shows. The Flash is back on TV. There's just so much stuff. So I am a little behind. Plus, truth be told, I do kind of like letting shows like My Hero Academia, since they're only like 22-minute long episodes, build up. Like, it's kind of like, it kind of sucks when you're watching them week to week and you only get 20 minutes here and there. I kind of like letting like 5 episodes build up and then I get to watch, like 2 hours worth of My Hero Academia. But in any case, we're watching that from week to week. And if you guys want to start talking about that with me every Monday, the link is in the description below. We get a free 30-day ad-free trial. Yes, a free 30-day ad-free trial to watch not only My Hero Academia, they have this guy on here too. Saitama, One Punch Man. He is on there as well. See, that's how you can tell, guys. I have all this stuff around me because I actually love this stuff. But yeah, he's on there. Dragon Ball Super is on there. Attack on Titan is on there. The list goes on and on. Oh, Nick Splat is a new thing on there. They're not even just doing anime anymore. They're doing a lot of like retro 90s stuff. So Freakazoid is on there. Nick Splat, meaning like Hey Arnold, Aerial Monsters, Are You Afraid of the Dark? Clarissa Explains It All. Doug, bunch of stuff. Anyway, you got nothing to lose. Click the link, free 30 days ad-free trial. You can watch anything you want for free on there for 30 days. With that said, let's move into the actual news of this week. So usually I write things down on a post-it note to keep me, hold on, gotta log in my phone to keep me in order, but I have it on my phone today on my notes. So that's where I'm gonna look to keep me in check. So I'm not being rude looking at a text message or something. I have notes on here that I'm keep me in order, keep me in check. So the first thing I'm gonna talk about is Birds of Prey. So there's 2 bits of news with Birds of Prey. The biggest thing with Birds of Prey that was released last week was Ewan McGregor has been officially cast as the Black Mask, the villain in the movie. Boy, oh boy, I am super excited about that. That's pretty crazy. I love me some Ewan McGregor. I think he's awesome. He kind of went away for a little bit. He kind of did a little bit of indie stuff for a while, but who doesn't like him? He's awesome. I think he will do an awesome job with Black Mask. I don't even know, what else there's really me to say. I'm just really excited about it. It's one of those things where like, do I think it's a good casting or do I not? I think it's an awesome casting choice. Uh I love everything he's in. He's Obi-Wan freaking Kenobi. Like you could say all you want about those prequels, but he was awesome as Obi-Wan Kenobi. So I know a bunch of people, including myself, were like, yeah, that's all cool, like doing that solo movie and whatnot. But what you should have done was got Ewan McGregor back to do a Obi-Wan Kenobi movie or a Kenobi movie, because that, yeah, all day long. Because obviously, in the original Star Wars movies, he was way older. Ewan McGregor is still younger than the how Obi-Wan in the original Star Wars trilogy, so it would still work. It could still be a prequel. Especially with even without that, especially all the technology Disney's been using with Marvel and Star Wars with the face de-aging stuff, that's easy peasy. Anyway, I am very excited for him to be Black. I'm actually just excited to see Black Mask on the big screen. That's really, really cool. And I'm very curious to see, where they're going to go with the way he looks. Like, what kind of Black Mask are they going to give him? Like, is it just going to be the basic skull Black Mask thing? Is it going to be kind of more like what Greg Capullo has done recently in the comics, where it looks kind of almost like a gimp mask, like a S&M type mask, like something like that? Uh, I'm very, very curious. I personally would love for them to do something like in Arkham Origins, where it's the white suit, black tie, and then that kind of like, you know, granite shiny yet not shiny skull mask. Maybe just a matte black mask. I just think that could look really, really cool, really, really cool. Because you have Red Skull, who, you know in the MCU it looks great, but imagine that, but black instead of red, and like a mob boss. Yes, that all day long. I only make the parallel because they both have skull heads. One's black, one's red, but you guys get the point. It could look really cool. Plus, he's an awesome villain. Black Mask, he's like this awesome mobster who's, trying to. He's kind of almost like, in a weird way, like the Kingpin for DC, which is awesome. I'm a fan. I'm a big, big fan. So yes to that all day long, and Ewan McGregor. Also, with that though, it was apparently revealed the director, who's currently attached to Birds of Prey, said that the movie is going to be getting an R rating. So that says a lot right there. An R rated movie. So you have this mobster type character who's like this, this arms dealer, who's just working in the underworld of Gotham, essentially, what have you, and which is really dark in itself. And then you have characters like Harley Quinn, Huntress. Who else is in the movie? Black Canary, and think there was a fourth character that they announced in there. I'm not I'm not sure who the fourth character is, but I know for sure it's Huntress, Black Canary, and Harley Quinn. So I don't. What do you could do all sorts of things. It's going to be extremely violent with that, especially with Black Mask being the arms dealer. You got uh Harley Quinn and everything in there. I imagine with the R rating too, it's probably going to be a lot more sexual, which, a lot of people were probably like, heck yeah. Some people were probably like, no, because now, I let my kids see it. Now they can't see it. So whatever. But anyway, take it how you want. R rating. Love it, hate it. I'm excited. It's going to be their first R-rated movie, so I'm just curious to see what DC's first R-rated movie is going to be like, and how dark they're going to go with it. It seems like a thing that they're doing. It seems like they're making that their niche though, because the Titans live action show is very R-rated as well. It's extremely violent, and they have lots of language. So it seems like, they're definitely trying to push where Marvel is kind of like more on the normal PG-13 fun side of things. Where you still have, like, Avengers Infinity War definitely had a lot of dark undertones. Like the opening scene was a slaughtering in itself. But DC, they even joke with themselves, is going very, very dark. And I don't necessarily know why. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Some characters need to be like that. It's just odd to me where it's sometimes it almost feels like, oh, Marvel's being super like light, we have to be super dark, and they're kind of like forcing it on themselves. I don't know. I think there could be a happy middle ground. I mean, I guess they have. I'm kind of contradicting myself in a bit though, because at the same time, like Shazam, Aquaman, and Justice League, and even Wonder Woman, were very much not that. But then you have other things which are very much that, like Titans. Now this Birds of Prey. So maybe they're doing like a half and half. I don't know. I'm just kind of talking aloud. I'm not giving a definitive thing one way or another. But it's kind of weird how that's a thing. Like Shazam looks very, very fun and super much like a family film, and Aquaman looks like it's going to be a ton of fun like that too. Obviously, that's what all the reshoots were for Justice League, and Wonder Woman was just your normal straight whatever PG-13 movie. But a lot of the other stuff they have down the slate is seems very, very R-rated on purpose. So it's just has me curious to what they're trying to do. Like, what's their end goal here? They're not very consistent as far as everything's like this. They're kind of going both ways and maybe seeing which one works for them and then eventually stick to one or the other. So they're kind of trying out both right now. I don't know. That's my thoughts. But that's the that's the news for Birds of Prey. Let's see. What do we have right here? Oh, we're sticking in the DC movie universe, though. It's not the DCEU, though. It's the Joker movie. So this may or may not be a spoiler. I say it may be a spoiler because it's a rumor, so it doesn't necessarily mean it's true. But if it does turn out true, then it would be a spoiler. So if you don't want to hear this, I would say mute right now for a while because if this turns out true, it could be a spoiler. But I've only heard a few sources do it, but it caught my eye, so I'm like, yeah, let's talk about it. Okay, so again, you've been warned. Possible spoiler for the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie. So, rumor has it, a source who I guess is working on the movie leaked and said that this Joker, Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, is actually the son of Thomas Wayne in the movie, which is why Thomas Wayne is in the movie and he actually plays a big part in the movie, and why the Joker is attacking Thomas Wayne in the movie because he's like the bastard son of Thomas Wayne. So if that's true, that could be really, really cool. Because again, you got to look at this Joaquin Joker movie. It looks everything I've seen looks amazing so far. I'm super excited for this movie, but it's definitely like an Elseworlds like Joker movie. Think of that like that's what this movie is. It's not it's going to be continuity or link to this. It's going to be very different. It's an Elseworlds tale, so they could do all this stuff where he is the son of Thomas Wayne and all that. So I think that could be a really cool twist. Again, it's a rumor. You take that with a grain of salt. If it is true, I guess that's a pretty big plot, a pretty big thing revealed. But I don't know. I've only seen it. I saw it for it was on the internet like a week or two ago, and I wanted to bring it up last week, but I only saw it for that day, and then it kind of disappeared, which I'm kind of like, does that mean it is true? Because Warner Brothers like took it down, or it just disappeared, or people were like, oh, it's possible spoilers, so I didn't want to talk about it. I don't know. I just wanted to tell you guys about it because I found it super interesting. I think because I know if I read that, excuse me, in an Elseworlds comic, I would be like, yes, that's freaking awesome. So seeing that in the movie, I mean, that's a genius move because again, this is essentially, their Elseworlds Joker movie. It's not in continuity with the DCEU, so they could do whatever they want with this. It's its own thing. I mean, it's a Joker movie. It's not even a Batman movie. So I'm super super excited with this movie, and I think that's a cool twist. If that's what they're doing, I think that's pretty cool. And yeah, just wanted to share that with you guys. But let's move on to the next thing. Staying in the DC world until we get out of it for a bit and go to the Marvel and whatnot. We have, as you guys know, we have, speaking of Elseworlds, we have the Elseworlds crossover event coming up for the Arrowverse in December, which is quickly approaching. It's pretty crazy. What is it? Today's date is November 5th, and we're ready, like we're almost there. We're less than a month away from December. Thanksgiving is like 3 weeks away. Then Christmas. It's crazy. This year is flying. Anyway, in December we're gonna get the 3-part crossover that we get every year with the Arrowverse. This year it's the Elseworld story that's gonna be crossing over in Supergirl, Flash, and Arrow. But there was a big photo reveal of the Monitor. That's right. We now know that the Monitor is gonna freaking appear in one of the episodes or the crossover event in general, and two, what he looks like. Now, with that said, I totally forgot to pull up a picture for you guys, but I got Google right here, so I'm gonna do that. Uh, he looks awesome too. He looks right out of the comics. Arrowverse Monitor. I'm sure it'll come up pretty quick. He looks so good. Let's see. Dun dun dun. Oh, they did do an official image. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They gave an official first look. Okay. So originally it was a leaked image, and then I guess they were like, "Screw it. Here's an original, or here's an official." So 1 second, guys. Let me pull this up. Dun dun dun. Come on. Well, that just freaked out for no reason. What the? All right, here we go. All right. So there you go. That is what the monitor looks like for the crossover event. Now, I mean, say what you will. Obviously, this is not theatrical hundreds of $1 million Marvel Studios, Warner Brothers money. But as far as like being comic accurate, that looks that's like what the monitor looks like in the comics. I mean, given his costume has changed a little bit, but over a little bit, but they do that all the time, no matter how close they stick. You got to change little things here and there. That is almost verbatim what the monitor looks like in the comic books. And to show you here, I think, oh yeah, see, someone made a, oh, that's my screen. Stop sharing that for a second. Someone made a comparison image right here that I'm going to show you guys. Boom, look at that. It's like ripped right out of the comic book. You can't get any closer than that. So I'm extremely excited. The facial hair is like identical because I know you have like the armor coming up around his cheeks and stuff, but he even has that beard hair. It's yeah, I'm just excited to see where they go with it from here. I'm very excited for this crossover event in general, just because it seems like they're doing so much cool stuff with it. Like we're getting the Monitor in here, we're getting Batwoman, which I'm just very curious to see what they do with that. Again, I'm not the biggest Batwoman fan. I like her. I've liked her in the Detective Comics run, the Detective Comics Rebirth run. She was really, really good. That's the most I've ever read her. I never really went out of my way to read her solo stuff because there's just so much to read. That just wasn't one of the characters I was super interested in. But I did like her in DC Rebirth, so I'm curious to see her. Plus, I just like all members from the Bat family. Who else is in there? We got Black Costume Superman in here. We have the Flash dressing up as Green Arrow. We have Green Arrow dressing up as the Flash. Supergirl's in it. I'm just super, super curious. And that's all the stuff they're showing us. There has to be surprises along the way. Oh, that's right. We got a pregnant Lois Lane is in this series. I'm just very, very curious. Say what you will about the Arrowverse, because I know the only one I'm really watching right now is the Flash. I kind of fell off Supergirl and Arrow a while ago just because I don't know. I wasn't liking how this, especially Arrow, and I wasn't liking where the seasons and stories were going. Anyway, say what you will about quality or even the shows in general. They do pull a lot of stuff. They do have a lot of fan service. They pull a lot of stuff straight from the comic books and give you stuff we might never see in the movies just because we're getting one episode a week, 22 episodes a year. So there's so much more opportunity to get this stuff from the comics than we get an Avengers movie every 2 years. You know what I mean? Or like a Batman movie every 2-3 years. So there's just way more opportunities to get all this cool stuff in the TV shows. So say what you will about it. I know I've been vocal that I'm not a fan of Supergirl and Arrow that much anymore. I love the Flash, but they do give us a lot of fan service. And for that, I'm like, yes, DC. Yes, DC and Warner Brothers. You are at least listening and giving us stuff that we'll probably never see anywhere else. And that is pretty freaking awesome. Anyway, let's see. Let's move into some before we go to Marvel news, let's talk about some news that happened last night. So pretty big news that happened last night. The Walking Dead. Last night was the final episode for Rick Grimes. I know a lot of people don't care that much anymore, being honest, just because it's like ever since I would say for me personally, season 5, I was like, yeah, I'm done. Like, it's one of those shows that overstayed its welcome, being 100% honest. And so I've watched bits here and there. Like, you guys know, I went to the set earlier, or a few, like 2 months ago, which was awesome. Like, it was just cool seeing like all those people in real life and being on a real set and great. But truth be told, I haven't been watching the show like for a little bit. Anyway, Rick's final episode was yesterday. And spoiler alerts, spoiler alerts. If you don't want to know how Rick exits the show, if he dies, if he doesn't die, this is your spoiler warning. In 1, 2, 3. Okay, so Rick did not die. Basically, it's long story short, he gets injured. He's being attacked by zombie hordes over a bridge. He blows it up, and the helicopter comes and saves him, and bye-bye, Rick. That's like the really, really short summary. So yeah, a helicopter saves him, and he's now bye-bye. And that was his exit in the show, which I feel like was a big cop-out in a sense, because like, I mean, I get at one point I get it, because the reason why they didn't kill him is because right after that, like almost right after the episode aired, they announced that Rick we will see him again. One, because he's going to be returning in a trilogy of 3 Walking Dead movies that will air on AMC. So they're going to be AMC TV movies where they explore what happens to Rick after this, I guess. So yeah, so they were really milking this Walking Dead thing. Like, I don't like. I honestly, I was talking earlier. Like, I don't know. Like, do we want that? Like, I personally don't want that, but I guess people have to want it because if it's not making money, there's no way, you know, AMC would be putting all the money into this. So I guess people do want it, you know? So, you know, there's that. So yes, Rick Grimes, the great Rick Grimes, the leading head character of The Walking Dead is no more. Well, he's more. He's just not on the series anymore. We will see him sometime in 2019, 2020 back on those Walking Dead movies. All right, but going into the Marvel universe now. So this was huge news. So if you guys don't know, I talked about it a couple of weeks back and it was announced a couple of weeks back. All right, so Disney's having a new streaming service that's coming out, I believe next year, where they're gonna have all their content on there, right? So you can stream like Pixar movies on there, you can stream all the Disney classic movies on there, you could stream anything Disney pretty much owns, Star Wars, Marvel, yada yada yada. They own everything about now. Anyway, they're going to be doing original series on there, as you know, Netflix does original series, Hulu does original series, Amazon does original series. That's just kind of where things are going in this day and age. You know, the streaming platforms realize that they can't just license out content; they also need to uh, create their own original content to, you know, have sustainable worth in the long end, as they might, you know, lose licensing deals, just like Netflix is going to be losing Disney's licensing deal because Disney is going to have their own streaming service coming out next year, which is tentatively called Disney Play, which I think is a really cool name. Anyway, hold on, let me drink some water. Anyway, a while back, about last month, I believe, Disney announced that they're going to be doing. We already know we're going to be getting the Star Wars original series on there by Jon Favreau, so that's awesome. But as far as the Marvel front, we're going to be getting 3. One, which I'm going to talk about in a second, the more recent one that was announced over the weekend. The first 2 that were announced is we're going to be getting a Loki miniseries, and then we're going to be getting a Scarlet Witch miniseries that I believe they're going to be around. They didn't give an exact number, but we could assume they're going to be 8 to 10 episodes. They're going to be miniseries. So the crazy thing about that, though, is they're getting Tom Hiddleston to reprise his role as Loki in this miniseries on their streaming service. They're also going to get Elizabeth Olsen to reprise her role as Scarlet Witch in her miniseries on Disney Play. And just this past weekend, they announced they're going to be doing a Falcon and Winter Soldier like buddy cop like duo series on Disney Play. How awesome is that? Because their relationship in Avengers and Captain America is awesome. So they're like, yeah, that everyone likes that so much, and their chemistry is awesome. So we're just gonna give them their own series on Disney Play, and they're gonna have an original series, which is awesome. And one could only assume, hasn't been confirmed yet, but one could only assume, since you got Tom Hiddleston to play Loki for his series, you got Elizabeth Olsen to play Scarlet Witch for her series, you would like think 99.9% they're gonna get Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie to reprise their roles as Winter Soldier and Falcon for this series. So I am very, very excited. Like I'm giddy even because even what Kevin Feige was saying, who you know is the daddy of the MCU. This gives him and Marvel opportunities to explore stories and character arcs that they can't necessarily explore in the theatrical releases because there's just not enough time or, you know, budget or what have you. It just gives them another platform to explore these characters, and that so like nothing like that has really ever been done before. Like sure, the Netflix Daredevil and Punisher and Jessica Jones and Luke Cage and Iron Fist are connected to the MCU, but like they were never in the movies. They were never like in like the MCU, like, you know, like core as the movies. You know what I mean? They were just tied to it. Where these guys started in the MCU, like they like look, these are like core members of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and now they're like, yeah, we're gonna bring them over to a streaming platform and reprise their roles as these characters, which is crazy. I'm super excited for that. I think that is a genius move, and I'm all of it. I want all of it. Now I want a Vision one, which I'm sure he'll probably appear in Scarlet Witch, if he comes back, or this, for all we know, these could be prequels. We don't even know if these are sequel series. Nothing has been announced on that front. So, but who else would I want in the MCU? Oh, Hulk one would be great, since they can't do movies because of licensing things. Maybe they can get away with doing a show. Have Mark Ruffalo. Oh my God, yes. Maybe that's a loophole, because I know they can't do any more solo Hulk movies. That's why he only appears in other people's movies, because of some weird licensing agreement with the MCU, and I forget what company it was, like Sony, Fox. I don't remember. Anyway, maybe that's a loophole, but I would love that. Yes, 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 yes. Or maybe, like, since you have Tom Holland playing Spider-Man in the MCU movies, we can get a Miles Morales Spider-Man in an online original show. Yes, the possibilities are endless, guys. I am all about that. Or a Moon Knight. Oh my God, we could do Moon Knight. Yes, yes, that all the possibilities. Please, 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 please. All right, and the last bit of news before I go, I announce the winners for the Sideways trade paperbacks is that Deadpool is going to be re-released into theaters in December, but with a PG-13 rating. That is right. So if you were one of the youngins out there, I was actually at Target this past weekend with my daughter, and I was just going through the Blu-ray section, and I see this little, like, 7-8-year-old, and he sees the Deadpool DVD or Blu-ray, and he's like, "Mommy, look, Deadpool!" And she's like, "Yeah." And he's all like, "Yeah, but we can't watch that. That's a bad movie. That's an adult movie." And she's like, "Yeah, you can't watch that. That's an adult movie." And I thought to myself, I'm like, "Oh, that's pretty crazy." Like, this, even this, like, little kid, knows it's like, yeah, he's a superhero, but he's not a superhero for me. Not yet. Maybe in like 6-7 years. But anyway, I think it's cool that they are re-releasing it as a PG-13 cut. I think that's brilliant, because one, from a business standpoint, for them, it only makes sense because it's only more money. But two, more important front, now that allows almost every kid to see it, because all the Marvel movies and DC movies are pretty much, they are PG-13. Like, every Marvel movie for sure is PG-13. Avengers Infinity War, PG-13. Captain America, Iron Man, Spider-Man, they're all PG-13. And now Deadpool is going to get a PG-13 rating. So now, you know, kids can watch the movie, and that's really cool. And Ryan Reynolds actually went back. He finished and did reshoots, like, actually not like just voiceover reshoots, like reshoots. Like, he was back in this Deadpool costume doing wraparounds and stuff, as the article said, to make this movie work, because it's Deadpool. So I'm sure there's lots of fourth wall stuff, and he probably even acknowledged that he's like, I know there's lots of parents out there that wouldn't let kids see the R-rated one, so we decided to make a PG-13 one. So there's also going to be some new scenes in there, but that's really, really cool. I think that's a brilliant, business move, because again, that's only more money for them, because all the kids who couldn't or didn't see it before, weren't allowed or whatever, are now going to be allowed to see it. So it's more money in their pockets. Like 90-80% of the movie was already shot. They only had to do minor reshoots. And now, just, for kids who really want to see it who couldn't, that's awesome for them. Now they could enjoy Deadpool 2 with the PG-13 version of it. Maybe that's a trend going forward too. Like, for the third Deadpool movie, if that's they do two versions of it, I think that's really, really smart. It's only going to be in theaters for the month of December, though, 30 days. And then I believe, do not quote me on the second part, I believe they will release a PG-13 Blu-ray cut. I heard that, but I'm not 100% positive that is factual. So don't quote me on the Blu-ray portion of that news. Anyway, guys, that is the news for today. And now it is Tim, you got the winners? Time to announce. We have the winners. Okay, it's time to announce some winners and give you guys some swag. All right, I got the pad right here. Okay, so the first winner, I guess the quick fingers over here, is Armando Scene. I believe that's what your last name is. I'm bad with names. Plus, names have, just because it's spelled a certain way doesn't mean it's pronounced that way. So I might butcher this, just so you guys know. But Armando Scene, right? Cein. Yes, Scene or San. Okay, so that is the first winner. So Armando, if you are in this chat, which I hope you are, how should we have them get? Because we need to get their information.
Their Twitter or Facebook handle,
right?
And we'll DM them.
Okay, so Armando, first winner, Armando Scene or Cian, in the chat right now, please send us your Twitter handle, your Instagram handle, whatever, your Facebook handle, whatever social media handle you have or you want to send us, and then we will contact you. We will DM you on that platform to get the process rolling, get your information, and get your address to DC, and all that stuff, so they could send you your prize. All right, so that is the first winner. The second winner is Okeo Vapor. OKIO Vapor. That is the second winner. So, oh yes, yeah, Tim's taking care of it. So yeah, you should do that, Tim. That's probably the best. Just to put their names in there, like add it, like you said. It's like what you just did for Armando for the second winner. Yeah, that's so they can all see. Yes. Oh, there he is. He answered. Yo, you could call me. So yes, Armando, please give us your social media, one of your social media handles so we can contact you. But the second winner again is Okeo Vapor. Sorry. So that is the second winner. Now, the third and final winner, drum roll, is Jesse Nagapen. Yes, Jesse Nagapen. Jesse, Jesse, Nagapen. That is the third and final winner. So, if all three of you can please give us your information, your Twitter handles, your Facebook handles, your Instagram handles, whatever social media account you have, minus Snapchat, please send that so we can get DC your address and they could send you out your prize. That's right. You're going to get a package directly from DC. That's kind of cool, right? Because it's not going to be addressed from us. It's going to be addressed from DC Comics / Warner Brothers. And that's pretty cool because you could go and say, I literally got a package from DC / Warner Brothers. And that's pretty legit. I know the first time DC sent us a package, I was like, that's pretty cool. Like to get a package addressed that's like sent from DC Comics themselves was pretty dope. Not like I ordered it. Like, no, they're like, here's this thing for you. And now that's going to happen for you three guys. So congrats to all of you lovely people. Did we got responses from all of them, Tim? Or just Armando? Because that's the last one I saw. I don't want to leave until we get responses, because if you guys don't respond, we might have to pick.
Well, we don't have Armando yet. He asked if we can call him on telephone. We can't do.
Yeah. You can give us, I mean, if you give us your email, everyone in here is going to have it. But if you want to give us your email, you could do that. Or I guess we could just have him email us. That's probably the smarter thing. Yeah, sorry. That's probably the smarter option. But yeah, guys. So again, Armando, I know he already responded. Who the second one was? Okoye? Koyo?
Yep. Okeo Vapor.
Okeo Vapor was the second winner, and then Jesse Nagapen was the third.
Yep.
Okay. So we are just waiting. I know. So what's up, guys? We're just waiting before.
You can do your Q&A now.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so while we wait for you guys to respond and see if we have to pick new winners or not, let's do a Q&A. So ask me questions, guys. Ask me questions, and I will do my best to answer said questions. Look at Alexander Smith giving lots of purple hearts. How kind. Best man cave ever. Yeah, this is actually my office. What's funny, my man cave is actually more decked out than this, believe it or not. Like people literally walk into my, because I actually have a sign on the door. Like the door is, you got the door, and then above it, little piece of wall above it, it says man cave. And when you open it, everyone who goes in it for the first time goes, oh, so you have your own personal toy store / comic shop. Got it. Even when Tim first went into the first time you went into my man cave at my house, you're like, oh, cool. So you have a toy store. Got it. So as cool as my office is, I have way more stuff in my actual man cave. So Eric says, prove it. Maybe we've talked about it before. Maybe one day, like I know I've showed it on Instagram several times. So follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram or Twitter. I actually do like live streams, and I've shown I've done videos and given people tours or give you guys tours of it several times on Instagram. So if you want that, just follow me on the grams, Arris Q on Instagram. And then one day you'll probably see a live come up, and I'll probably be doing that in my office. I post pictures on Instagram all the time of my man cave as well, because besides comics, action figures, so it's like is my main thing, hence all the collectibles and stuff here. Yeah. All right. I ranted and I probably didn't look at a lot of questions. Let's see. Dun dun dun. I would like to know Spawn versus Ghost Rider. Who would win? Well, we actually did an episode on that a while back. So go on our Variant channel and type in Spawn versus Ghost Rider, and we give you an answer. I could tell you, but selfishly, I want to get a view on an additional view on that episode. Plus, hopefully, it entertains you. All right, let's see. Dun dun dun. O2WA1D. O2 Wald. I don't even know how to say that. That's just seems like a bunch of letters and numbers to me. What is your favorite Spider-Man suit? The classic Spider-Man suit. I will say second is the black Spider-Man suit, and third is the Iron Spider suit from the comic books. That's my favorite Peter Parker Spider-Man suits. Those are my three. My I do have I'm very partial to the Ben Riley Scarlet Spider, the hoodie costume with the blue hoodie. I do really do love that one a lot. Definitely makes it into my top 5, but that's Ben Riley, which is a clone of Peter Parker. So yeah, I guess let's do my top 5. So the normal one, classic. I love OG stuff. Black costume. Then you know what? Probably then the Scarlet Spider, the blue hoodie Scarlet Spider, then the Iron Spider, and then what would be my 5th favorite Spider-Man costume? There's a lot of good ones, man. Noir has a cool costume, but probably the new Scarlet Spider, just the black on red. You know, just that the new like Kane Scarlet Spider. That one's pretty dope. I like that one. All right, let's see. How tall is your Deadpool sticker? Well, that's not a sticker. That's a cardboard cutout, and he's probably a little over 4 feet. Yes. So, dun dun dun. Pop Cop Hunter. Who would win between Hulk and Juggernaut? That is easy peasy. Hulk, the strongest there is. Dun dun dun. Scarecrow 7. History of Hawk and Dove. Well, it's funny you should say that because literally this Wednesday's episode is the history of Hawk and Dove. Yeah, I've been watching the Titans show a lot, and my opinion, because I know I reviewed the first episode, and my opinions changed on it a little bit. While I still have some of the same opinions, I basically am now looking at the show as an Elseworlds story, like an alternate version of the Titans. And if I look at it that way, and kind of like put like, oh, what I wish we would have gotten something more close to the comic books, and just look at it as like an Elseworlds story show, where it's like they purposely changed it up and went darker or whatever, because reasons. It's fun because the show itself is entertaining. And this last Doom Patrol episode, actually, I was supposed to. Oh, hit the mic. Sorry. Actually, I was supposed to talk about that in this episode earlier on. Doom Patrol. Okay, episode 4, guys, of Titans. Doom Patrol was the gym. I am so excited for that Doom Patrol show now that's coming out next year. That episode. I know there's 4 episodes in, which isn't really many, but easily the best episode of the season thus far. So good. Like Brendan Fraser as Robot Man works perfect. Negative Man, so good. Rita, aka Elastigirl, was awesome. Dr. Chief was pretty cool too. We had this weird like like I'm good, but I'm kind of evil vibe going on. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys. Was not a huge Doom Patrol reader like growing up. Like I was not the guy like getting Doom Patrol comics in my pull list every single month. That was not me. I would read them here and there, and I know a little bit of, I know enough about them, right? But I'm not like I couldn't like spit out like Doom Patrol facts like I could Batman or Spider-Man, right? With that said, though, like I know enough of them to know, how far or not they were going off of the comics. And it's pretty true to the comics, but even just besides that, there's such a quirky, weird team, and it very much has that like Hellboy Guillermo del Toro vibe going on, and it just works so well because of how weird it is. Like that's the best way I can explain it. It very much has like those Guillermo del Toro Hellboy vibe, with like, Abe and Hellboy and all that stuff. It's just really, really good. And Robot Man looks cool. It's like funny. It's like cool. It's just I'm just a fan. I was like this the whole time. I'm like, oh, this is so cool. It like just works so well. Just the vibe of it. I just love it. It's so weird and but not. It's just great. I went on a Twitter rant this weekend because I enjoyed it that much. I'm more excited for the Doom Patrol series now than I am. Well, to be honest, I wasn't really excited for the Titan series based off the trailers because as you guys can go back and see past episodes, I wasn't expecting much from Titans because the trailers looked wonky to me. But this looks so good, so good. I'm very excited for Doom Patrol. Episode was the jam, and that kind of went off on a tangent. But as I was talking about Titans, yeah, the show's getting better though. It is definitely entertaining. It's just like you got to look at it like if it's not like the Titans we know from the comics, and if you look at it that way, it's an entertaining show. What do I wish it was? They stayed more true to how Dick Grayson is in the comics, how Starfire is in the comics, Raven is in the comics 100% because I think their backstories in the comic stuff are a little cooler. Uh, but especially Hawk and Dove, because in Hawk and Dove in the Titan show, they're just plain vigilantes. In the comics, they have a really cool backstory where Hawk is like you know given powers by like the Lords of Chaos, and Dove is given powers by the Lords of Order, and because of that, they're forced to work in the middle and they bring balance to each other. I just think that's a really cool concept that you can't have one without the other. But in the show, they're just vigilantes, which is fine and stuff. It's very that their episode gave me a very much of like a Watchmen vibe, which I love the Watchmen movie. That's actually one of my favorite comic book movies, which is fine and all. It's a different rendition, but I also would have liked to have seen that version, but maybe they didn't have the budget for that. But again, it's like an alternate version, so it was still good. It wasn't bad at all. It was entertaining. It's cool to see different versions of stuff. And, experimenting is how we get new stuff that we come to love. So yeah, that's my rant on that. All right. Yes.
So the second two winners signed off.
They signed off.
Signed off. So this is an opportunity for two more people
Oh,
to win.
okay.
So pass on. So put your answers to the trivia questions in the chat, and the next two winners will get it.
Okay, so apparently the number 2 and number 3 winners are no longer in the chat, meaning we cannot reach them, meaning we cannot send them the comic book. So we're now open to 2 more winners. So if you guys are just coming in, giveaway is back on for 2 more winners. So should I repeat the questions? Yeah. All right. So giveaway is back on. We're gonna do it live this time and not wait till the end. So if you were bummed out that you weren't one of the 3 winners, there's 2 spots still open. I'm about to re-answer or read the questions. But I will say, wait till I answer the 3rd question. So in like the little typing section, like when I ask the first question, put your answer, comma. When I ask the second question, put your answer, comma, so on and so forth, right? And once you have the answers for all 3 questions, press enter and send it. And the first 2 to send all 3 answers at the same time will be the winners. Got it? Good. All right. First.
Sorry, 209 is one.
Oh, did he do it already?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
Oh, look at. So we only have 1 spot left?
One more.
1 spot left. I guess he didn't need me to reread the questions. 1 spot left, guys. All right. So let's see if people are doing it. Uh-oh. Someone. Oh, nope, they got it wrong. So the first question is, what is Peter Parker's biological parents' names? What is his birth parents' names? Second question, who is the teenager that Bruce Banner saved from the gamma bomb that turned Bruce into the Incredible Hulk? Third and final question, who was the first costume superhero to ever hit the pages of a comic book or comic strip? All right. It seems everyone's getting the first 2 answers right. They're not. It's that third one that's throwing people off. The costume superhero. Oh, I think someone got it. Yep. Boom. Harry, right? Harry Mena.
Wait, no, I think
is there one before him? Sorry, Harry, if it's not you. Someone was before him. Yes. Sorry, Harry. Let's see. I think I know what it is, but I don't want to say it. And yeah, I think I know.
Answer one more question and I'll confirm it.
Okay, so you want me to answer it again? You answer one more question? Okay, so all right. I'm gonna answer one more question while Tim over here confirms who the winner is, because we definitely have one. We just gotta see who was first, and we want to be fair to you guys and not accidentally pick the wrong guy. We gotta see who was the first one to answer it. Okay. With that said, one more question, guys, while we figure out who the 3rd and final winner is, because we have one. We just gotta confirm to see who got it in first. All right. Do you like Spawn or Ghost Rider better? I like. That's a tough one. They're really, really cool characters. I think I like Spawn better. Yeah. I was really into Spawn as a kid, and I read more of his comics more, and even recently. To be honest, I haven't read much Ghost Rider stuff recently. So Ghost Rider is really, really cool. But I'm gonna go Spawn. Yes, Spawn, Spawn, Spawn. William John. Now everyone's yeah. I think by me saying who the winner is, everyone's like, it's too late. It doesn't even matter. The winner's already there. We just have to make sure. You go back in the comments and make sure we get the person who said it first. I think I could say. I think I can confirm now what the answers are. Right at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So for everyone who wants to know what the answers are, because we do have a winner, we're just checking to see who it is. The first answer was Richard and Mary Parker. That is the first answer. The second answer is Rick Jones, and the third answer was the one throwing everyone off. That was the hard one. The third answer was the Phantom. Yes, it wasn't Superman, wasn't Mandrake. It was the Phantom, who first appeared in 1936. That's right. He predates Superman by, I believe, 2.5 to 3 years. Because I believe Superman made his first appearance. Wait, did Superman make his first appearance in 37 or 39? Batman may have made his first appearance in 39. You know, I'm gonna see. Let's see. I know it was the late 30s, but sometimes years. Let's see. Superman first appearance. I want to make sure I'm giving you guys the right info. I believe it was 39. Is that right? 38. Okay, Action Comics came out in 38. I was close. I was a year off. So yeah, Phantom made his first appearance, and he wore a costume, obviously, in 1936. While Superman, which a lot of people were saying was Superman, made his first appearance in 1938. Action Comics issue 1 in 1938. So that is those are the answers, guys. Is Richard and Mary Parker, Rick Jones, and the Phantom. So now you guys know, because that was the hard one that people were throwing you off. You should ask that in school or your friends or whatever. Be like, who's the first costume superhero? And most people are going to say Superman, because he was like, he's widely received as he's like the first superhero, right? He's the guy who kind of, technically, I guess the Phantom was first, but Superman's what really, kicked it in to high gear as far as comic books go per se. But anyway, if you want to throw people off with that trick question, be like, who's the first costume superhero? Most people are going to say Superman, as we saw in the chat, but it's actually the Phantom. 1936 predates him by 2 years. So, yes, there was that. So da 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 da. Sorry, guys, I'm looking something up real quick. Real quick. I see a lot of people saying in the chat, they're like, what about Mandrake? What about Mandrake? Yeah, he technically uh doesn't count per se, because while he was like a magician, sorcerer type, and it's not like a mask costume. He wore a top hat. Like, that's not, you know what I mean? He wasn't hiding his identity, really. So that's why the Phantom is the first costumed superhero. He had the domino mask, he had the hoodie. It's like, where Mandrake, the magician, he wore a top hat. He wasn't hiding no identity. So that's why, just to confirm that with people who are like, hey, it was Mandrake, Arris, you're wrong. No, it was the Phantom. Dun 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 dun. Zorro, 1919. Yeah, but Zorro wasn't really. I guess we're gonna go down this wormhole, huh? Everybody's a critic. But since we're here and we're waiting, I will answer that. Zorro wasn't technically.
Right, winners are in.
Let me answer this real quick though, because they got it. Zorro wasn't technically considered. Anyone who, I guess, who's wearing a mask and saving people, I guess, could be considered a superhero. But that wasn't the superhero era. That wasn't really like, you know what I mean? Like, in that sense, like, you'd be like, what about the Power Rangers? They're technically superheroes, but like, they're not superheroes. You see what I'm saying? It's like a technicality. It's like, yeah, they're superheroes, but like, when I say like superheroes, you're not thinking about the Power Rangers. You're not thinking about Zorro. You're thinking about, like, you know what I mean? That. So it's like this weird line. Again, everybody's a critic. You could already see you're blue in the face. That's it. That's all I gotta say. All right, we got the 3 winners.
Yep.
Okay, so
Our final 2 winners, and I just posted it on here, is at Sorry209 and at Christian.
At Sorry209 and at Christian are our 2 final winners. So who are they one more time? At Sorry
209.
At Sorry 209.
Christian.
And at Christian. Easy peasy.
So they send over their handles for Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, and we will DM them.
All right. So if you were one of those two names I just mentioned, send over your Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook handle in the chat right now so we can DM you. And then yeah, we'll give it to DC and they will send you your copy of Sideways. That's what they will do. So we are just waiting for those two. Can you imagine if they're gone too?
Christian just saw that. He just saw it.
Oh, Christian. Okay, we got Christian. So please send us one of your social media handles: Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. And what is the other one? Okay, sorry, right? I forget. Something sorry. Dun dun dun. Isn't live.
Okay, we got Christian.
Sorry 209. There it is. We got Sorry 209. Find me on Twitter.
And Instagram.
Revenge _ 209. Boom. We got our 3 winners. Just like that. We good to go?
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to be contacting all 3 of you very, very soon. Congratulations. Once we contact you, you get us your info. We will hand it over to DC Comics, and they will send you the Volume 1 trade paperback of Sideways. It contains the first 6 issues. So if you guys want to get up to speed with him or at least know what he's a little bit about, you could check out on our YouTube channel the origin of Sideways. We did that a few months back. So you just type in origin of Sideways, and you can get up to speed with him and have fun time. So with that said, guys, now that we got all 3 winners and I talked about the news and I did some questions, I'm going to wrap this up and see you guys on Wednesday when I give you guys the history of Hawk and Dove. It's really, really cool. It's actually a really fun episode. I've been really excited. I was working on it today. I'm going to finish it up early in the morning tomorrow. But with that said, I'll see you guys on Wednesday. And congrats to all 3 winners. Later, guys.